I'm Rachel. And I'm Jenny. And we are here interviewing Maria and Rich. So why don't you guys tell us about your backgrounds?
Okay. My name is Rich Robinson, program coordinator here at the Arts Council of Princeton. I'm a Philadelphia native. My art background is music. I play hand percussion from a lot of different places, including Africa and as well as the Caribbean. And basically, I love this building. I love my coworkers, everybody that's working in and out of the community here in the Princeton area to bring art and culture to people in places that basically don't get it a lot. But definitely that's what we.
And I've been on the staff here for close to 17 years, old as you guys probably. I started when the building was not this building, it was the original building here in Princeton, and my husband had just been hired by the university, and I used to walk around town and say, what the heck am I going to do here? And I kind of found my way because I've always been an artist. My degrees are in arts. I've just grown up that way. Just if I see a blank space, I usually fill it. And this was a very welcoming staff and organization, and that's why I've been here so long, because I got really comfortable.
So, could you describe the mission of the Arts Council of Princeton?
Sure. Our mission statement is building community through the arts, and so we basically live that every day. Around us in the gallery, these are people from our community. It's a perfect example of us being here and offering them a space to exhibit their art. Our classes, you don't have to be a member to have a class here. I think Rich can speak a little about the music and the programming that addresses that as well.
Some of the live performing arts that we do are local-based artists or musicians that are here. So we have stuff that happens at the Princeton Shopping Center. And currently, right now, like as we're doing this interview, there's I think her name is Adelle Joseph, and she's a teacher or staff member at the high school, and she's going to sing for us later on. So we try to keep a lot of the musicians and performing artists basically Princeton native or folks who transplanted in.
Let's speak to the program. What are the problems in which you choose programs?
The process in terms of choosing a program, Maria, myself, and our executive director, Jeff Nathanson, will sit down, and plus some more our board members will sit down, and we'll just look at what we want to present throughout the year or during the end of the month. We'll pick, basically a program that we all, think that the community would like to have. So like today is Martin Luther King Day of Service and Equality. So today we're going to have a voting booth. We're going to have, again, a performance by Adelle Joseph, as well as community service teenagers from the high school come by and do all basically all our activities for us. So definitely we try to keep everybody in it, basically.
So discover real life moment that inspires you.
So as an artist, I was in the 4th or 5th grade, and I just remember people saying to me, boy, you can really draw that so much better than you can write it. And I think that was an inspiring moment. Richard?
For me, it was my high school art teacher. I'm not really a good graphic artist, but she happened to be the drama coach as well as dealing with other multidisciplinary arts. And she definitely would expose those members in the class to different genres of art, from dance to music to theater. So we definitely had that. I had that opportunity in high school, and I can remember as a little kid, me and my grandfather sitting together or doing something, some type of musical activity together, he was really into doo-wop music, so we would go back and forth and sing. And then I had the opportunity going back to high school to tour in London with some young jazz musicians that were moving forward in their career. So that was definitely an inspiring moment because it was me as an artist, traveling and seeing what different cultures are about and different parts of the world is actually about. So it came early and later for me in high school. So
I just wanted to let you guys know that we all met in acting class. So, of course, we love the performing arts. Jenny is a really good singer, and I love everything art, like everything. and these two could definitely tell me that, right?
Yeah.
You guys.
We have an annual community play here that we started probably about just a couple years after this building opened, and every single year it's been put on. We outgrew our theater upstairs, but all of the actors are all from town, and they audition, and they now do it at Stewart because they need a bigger theater. So that's really fun.
I think community theater is really important, and it's fun, and we both go to community.
Yeah.
It's really good. So Emerson once said that every artist was once an amateur. So how would you nurture the beginning artist?
Well, I think for me, because I run the shows in the gallery, and one thing that we make a point of doing is including emerging artists. And we will often pair emerging artists with more established artists. It helps them get into the business of having a show. It helps them kind of get their work together as far as electronically, creating an artist statement, maybe helping them get a website going. So often, I think a more established artist will influence and guide a more emerging artist, and that happens on many different levels in this building. Would you say, Richard?
and the same thing with the musicians or live performing artists. It's the exact same thing. One thing that I do stress is that you always stay a student. No matter how old or how far in your career, you're always a student, you're always learning. There's no boundary around that. And you can always add more as a student as opposed to being saying you're the teacher. Sometimes teachers, being a student, you learn more, and you have to. And always reach out to other, I try my best to reach out to other younger artists and definitely guide them through their careers or, like Maria said, websites, definitely getting more press releases or any type of way of helping them, push their career forward. So,
besides the performers and the artists, what do you look for when you hire someone or have someone as an intern?
Well, that's a good question. I think we like to get people that are kind of self-starters. We also like to have people that do have a bit of creativity, although that's not a requirement. I think creativity can be kind of contagious. So we have so many volunteers. We've had the most excellent volunteers. We've been so lucky, and a lot of the younger people will go on to these amazing schools, and they'll come back to visit, and they've got bigger and better credentials than I'll ever have. So it's great to see that.
What does artistic diversity mean to you?
Artistic diversity, I think, to me would mean that we try to get as many different kinds of art through the door. There's painters, there's encaustic artists, there's pastel artists, there's people who use graphite, there's performing arts. I think the arts in and of themselves are very diverse. You can have a lot of crossover or interlap. There's the people that star in the community play, and they come here every Monday night and do these amazing drawings in our life drawing class. So I think that's what I would agree on. Yeah. And I think it's everywhere too, all day long, all day long. You can find art everywhere.
So we are in a very beautiful room here, the gallery room. Would you just tell us a little bit about the art that's being displayed here today?
Sure. I manage the gallery. So behind us is a painter who lives here in town, and his name is Ryan Lilienthal. And this painter here on this end and this end is a gentleman from Lambertville. His name is Robert Beck. And the woman on the far wall, her name is Debbie Pisagretta. And as you can see, this show is called Close to Home. And the running theme through this show are painters who kind of literally paint their own backyards. Like they paint their everyday life. Ryan lives where the Tree Streets are, which is down on the eastern end of Nassau Street. So behind you can see Small Little Coffee, the one on Nassau Street, and Hoagie Haven is down here on the end. And Nassau Seafood is right here behind me. So again, they are just glimpses of our own community. So we're very, very fortunate to live in a place where so many talented people live. It sometimes makes our job that much easier.
So why don't you tell us about the parklet?
Sure. The Princeton Parklet was a new project last year that was initiated by the municipality of Princeton. Mayor Lambert came to us and she had been out in San Francisco and saw these parklets. And a parklet is literally that. It's a park that's built in a parking space and it pops up all over town and then it goes away. And so she asked if we would be interested in creating one. So I got a team together of an architect, a builder, a landscape artist, and myself, and then the business owner went in front of Small Little Coffee, and we put it up during reunion weekend, which was May 27th, and it stayed up until October 5th, and those parking meters were always green, even with no cars in it, because people were just popping quarters in it, because they loved it. They wanted to support it. It was always busy. We had people that were doing impromptu singing acts in there. They were reciting poetry. They were eating their lunch. They were hanging out at night. So we are going to continue with that, and it will be up on our website soon, is how to apply for the next one.
So, speaking of Princeton, you guys have a huge art festival called Communiversity. Yeah. So, do you want to elaborate on what Communiversity is?
It's a big endeavor.
Yeah, we've started organizing it already because it's such a big job. It started out years ago with our founding director, Ann Reeves, and she called it the Art People's Party. And it was literally maybe 25 or 50 people that gathered up on Nassau Street and invited some people to make art. They did pottery. I wasn't here for it, but that's how it started. Then it became Communiversity, and we pair with the university, and lots of vendors will put in all their applications, and we have over 40,000 people now that attend, and it's one of the biggest art fests in central New Jersey. So it's a lot of fun. It's also a lot of work, but we love it. It always comes off beautifully, and it's April 17th this year, which is a Sunday.
Besides the university, what else do you have on your calendar for 2016?
In terms of the performing arts, we have Grammy-nominated Miguel Leon coming in. He's a saxophone player, he plays jazz. So fortunately, he was going to play February the 16th, but he's in the Grammy, so he had to prolong his event to the 17th. So when he comes in, it's going to be hot. We have another performing artist coming in. Her name is Sarah Donner. That's February 19th. She will be here for an event called Cab Cab, which is like a cabaret style event. And then we have one more event for that weekend, February 20th. Minister Carter, he's coming in to do some uplifting songs from basically dealing with the history of African American music. So that should be really, really fun. So that's what we have. Yeah. So that's what we have so far in February. Soon we'll have our listings out of the current events that we have post February 20th.
And as far as the visual arts are concerned, we will have a new artist in residence named Diana Waymar, and she is going to open her residency on March 5th, and she'll be in here in the textile show with 5 other artists, And then she is beginning a community-wide needlepoint sewing project. And she has made these 8.5 by 11, what look like notebook pages, but they're fabric. And she's going to pass those out as kits with embroidery thread, a needle, and a hoop, and everyone will embroider some of their memories of growing up here. And then she's going to assemble all those pieces, and it will hang out at the municipal building as part of a public art project. So that's exciting. Yeah.
So anything else you want to say to the public who's watching?
I would just say stay tuned to our website. We always have new and exciting things coming up. Of course, University will be first up in the spring, and then Richard has a great lineup planned for the concerts at the shopping center because we have a space there. So we have summer camp coming up. We have Paul Robeson's birthday. So I don't know. I think it's safe to say that we're always doing something, right, Richard?
Yeah, and we have a Facebook page. So befriend us on the Facebook page, and again, like I already said, go to our website. Definitely keep you posted on everything.
I'd just like to say thank you so much.
Thank you, girls.
For inviting me to chat.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Our pleasure. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome back to Key the Lights here on Princeton Community Television. So here, like we did, I don't know, a couple episodes ago, you might have seen us at the old S.A.V.E. location, S.A.V.E. a Friend to Homeless Animals. Well, now we're back at their new, bigger, better location. And here with us we have Adele.
Hi, my name is Adelle Scharloo, and I'm the Customer Relations Manager and Development Associate here at S.A.V.E. a Friend to Homeless Animals.
So in this episode, you'll just see us going around, taking a tour, and looking at all the new and improved features of this awesome place. And we even get to meet some of the sweetest animals ever, like a dog named Angel and stuff. It's just amazing. Alrighty, so now we're in actually a really big room. So why don't you tell us a little bit about this?
Absolutely. So this is our conference room. It's a lot different from our other Herrontown location because we can now host our volunteer orientations up here. We're excited because we have some long-term goals to have conferences here. We can open up the space for birthday parties and other things like that to be used. And also we can host our training for canine coaching in this room now. So it'll be a lot more opportunities for our volunteers to come to the space.
Alrighty, so right now we're in one of the 8 cat rooms, and this here is Baby Girl, and she is adorable and very fluffy and very soft and very cuddly. Do you want to tell us her story?
So Baby Girl came to us over the Christmas vacation. She was a stray, and she has been with us since then. She's super sweet. She loves to be held, cuddled, snuggled. Would be a great pet for somebody.
Yeah, how many cats did you used to have, and how many cats do you have now?
So in the old facility, we were able to comfortably handle 60 cats. In our new facility, we can comfortably hold over 75. And obviously when we have the breeding seasons and kitten season is around, we can fit and accommodate more. This is one of our 8 cat rooms that we have in the new facility, whereas in the old facility, we only had the 2.
If one of us wanted to adopt this sweet little baby girl, how would one go about adopting a cat or a dog?
We have an adoption application process. You would fill out the application with the interest of the pet that you saw. We would vet your application, call personal references or a vet reference to make sure that they're going to a great home. And after that, we would schedule a time once the application is approved for you to pick them up with your parents. So Angel recently came to us from a rescue group in Tennessee where we helped to pull some of the dogs, the same as we did in the other shelter, from situations where they might not make it into loving homes. She just came up to us on the 9th and she is a tricolor Walker tree hound. She is very, very sweet. She's an older girl. She's probably about 4 years right now, and she's looking for a good home.
She looks almost like a beagle in the face.
Yes. Similar to beagles, walking hounds are a hound breed, yes.
How do you tell what, I mean, if besides the obvious, like if they're mixed, how do you tell what mix they are?
That's an excellent question. It does have to do with a lot of trial and error. Most of the time it's visible, identifications for them. Our doctor does the best the best job, I should say, of trying to determine the breed.
So this is the room where you can bond with a dog, and even if you want to adopt one, you can spend time with them, such as this sweetie. So here they have dogs and cats, which is amazing. So for all animal lovers, and I think once you guys did have a bunny, right? One bunny.
We did have a bunny. We have a bunny now too.
Bunny.
But in this room, we've kind of designated it for our dogs. So potential adopters can sit in the room, spend some time with the dogs, especially on these cold winter days or when it's rainy and they don't want to take the dog outside to walk. They get a better feel for them. And it's also supposed to be designed a little like a room in a home. That way they're just not stuck in a kennel.
What about, like, if the family already has a dog, can they, like, bring the other dog in so they see?
Yes.
That's a good idea.
We always have to do a meet and greet with the new dog, just to make sure that the dog is okay with the newcomer dog. We want to make sure that we're setting these adoptions up for success.
So how many dogs do you guys have here, and how many could you comfortably fit in the old location and here in the new location?
In our old location, we could have 15 dogs in our kennel. In our new shelter, we can hold 25 dogs. That way we're increasing the amount of animals that we can help out.
And what about the naming process for dogs? Do you guys, some come with names, some don't? And if they don't, how do you guys name them?
So for cats and dogs, it's similar. A lot of our dogs that we bring up from Tennessee already do come with names. Sometimes when you have an owner surrender, they'll have a name from their previous owners. When we get strays or, cats or dogs that haven't had a name, we try to get to know them a little bit before we give them a name. We try to make it fun, a little bit thematic, depending on where they're found. And especially with big litters of puppies or kittens, we try to keep it consistent. So we might have the Thanksgiving litter, which we had around Thanksgiving this year. They were named after great Thanksgiving foods like cranberry sauce and pumpkin pie. When we've had puppies before, we just kind of see how many there are there. We've had reindeer litter. We've had, recently we have a puppy named Bailey. She came in with her 3 siblings. 2 siblings, I'm sorry, there were 3 of them. And a little girl actually named them for us. So we like to give everybody an opportunity to have a say with their names. Added to the new shelter is a real unique room. We have our adoption room here. Here we can sit down and take the proper time to coach our new pet parents. We talk to them about training, we talk to them about integrating them into their households, we talk to them about nutrition. And we have a private space where the everyday volunteers not coming through, and we can just take some more time to individually talk to them and make it special.
Alright, so around me I see what looks like care packages. Do you give them to new pet owners, like as a sort of starting, taking care of your pets sort of thing?
Yes. When we do the adoptions, we do give them gifts. So things that have been donated to us that are new, we offer to our new adopters. These baskets that were made by a special donor. She sent all of us care packages for our new adoptions.
So we just entered a beautiful and historical house that now belongs to S.A.V.E, and we're here with Piper, who's going to tell us a little bit more about it.
Yes, so this is the historic James Van Zandt house. This is now S.A.V.E.'s administrative headquarters, and I'll tell you a little bit about the history of the house. It was owned by the Van Zandt family, and it was built in 1854. And the family occupied the house up through the mid-1940s, and then the family sold the house to the state of New Jersey, and the home became an ancillary home to what was then known as the Skillman Psychiatric Center. At one point, 3 psychiatrists and their families resided in the house, all of whom worked at the Skillman Psychiatric Center, and they occupied the home up through the mid to late 1970s. At that point, as the state slowly cut back its funding, the house went into a complete state of disrepair and was completely abandoned. So the state of New Jersey was going to tear it down, and then one of our donors stepped forward and offered to buy the house for a very low sum of $50,000, however, with 2 conditions. The first was about $1 million had to be invested into the home to fully restore it, and the house could only be used for nonprofit work. So both of those things were accomplished. The family donated the house and the 10 acres of land to S.A.V.E. So we're very proud to say that this is our new administrative headquarters, and we're doing much more with it. We're actually opening it up to the public so that if corporate groups wish to rent the space, they certainly can. And we really want this to become a community facility, and we're very proud of it.
So what goes on involving animals here?
Mostly, it's all of the fundraising and administrative work which is required to keep our shelter going.
I noticed a lot of artwork involving animals and this little Sarah puppy over there. It's really cute. And I love the way it's decorated. It's a beautiful house. Right, Jenny? Right, Rachel?
Well,
Yes.
thank you so much. We were very lucky in that a lady recently passed away, and she left her all of her belongings to S.A.V.E. So I was able to furnish the house with all of her paintings and furnishings and lovely things. And that's why it looks as wonderful as it does. And she was an animal lover, and she had adopted a cat from S.A.V.E. So she held a very special place in her heart for this wonderful nonprofit group.
Yes, everyone loves S.A.V.E.
Animals are welcome here.
Yes, they are.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Time. Go.
So how can people contact you if they want to volunteer here? And what's your website?
So our website is still saveafriendtohomelessanimals.org. You can contact us at our new shelter phone number, which is 609-309-5214. We can always schedule you for one of our orientations. And once you do the orientation, you can come to the shelter, help out by cleaning, socializing with our cats and dogs, walking our dogs, and helping at Adoption Day events. You can come and volunteer at any age, as long as you have a parent or guardian with you if you're under the age of 14.
About donations, what could one person donate if they wanted to help out?
So donations, we rely very heavily on them. And we appreciate everything from used towels that we turn into rags to canned cat and dog food. We always rely on that as a donation basis. You can also bring us dog treats so that we can work on training with our dogs. Old crates so that we can lend it to potential adopters when they take home a pet. Leashes, the sky's the limit.
Thank you so much for having us here, and you can always get them on their website, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.